Hi, welcome to She Spice. Awful previous terrible kid craftsman Obtuse has ended her quiet on the Diddy claims, and she's sharing some stunning anecdotes about her time at Diddy's name and the alleged awful kid revile. And turns out this revile followed each craftsman who wouldn't participate in Diddy's oddity off tapes of big names is being sold all through Hollywood. This is insane. So a legal counselor of one of the survivors of Diddy said that one more casualty came to her and attempted to sell her a video of Diddy and another prominent big name that is greater than Diddy. On this oddity off tape, she makes sense of how she saw the video for her and could obviously distinguish whoever this big name is. And truly, I need to know she makes sense of how this isn't the main tape that she's known about, and she's heard that different tapes are being sold all through Hollywood, essentially as coercion saying, hello, you purchase this tape, or I'm going to make it presented to the public. It's simply act of late reached by somebody who needed me to basically address them in the offer of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that in light of the fact that, stand by a minute, say that again, say that once more, back up. You're expressing that there's tapes also. They're being shopped, yes, there have been individuals previously shopping. We've heard about the tapes. However, the shopping thing is, yes, there, as of now, have been tapes. It being shopped to spill around Hollywood around to people it. And Hollywood, yet one specific individual reached me to shop a specific video they were in ownership of now. For Tanya's situation, we know she's not on any of these tapes, since she dared to leave from Diddy's reality anyway. She paid an enormous cost for that choice. Tanya went from being one of the most encouraging specialists at awful kid to losing everything, what's more, being destitute, and at one point, she indeed even attempted to end her own life. Tanya truly had it all, staggering voice that strove in two-part harmony with Lauren Slope, and the potential to become quite possibly of the most renowned stars of her time. Yet rather than soaring to distinction, she out of nowhere vanished from the spotlight, and it required her years to move past the terrible kid revile. Fortunately for Tanya, she never undermined her standards, and dissimilar to a part of these celebs who are currently scrambling to conceal their association with Diddy, Tanya remained consistent with her ethics. Furthermore, conviction ones and beat the competition. So what precisely did Tanya uncover about her time as an awful kid? Did Diddy sincerely attempt to pull her into Fr3ak0ffs? And what did Tanya observe at Diddy's mark that made her acknowledge she was managing Satan? We should break it music down when music Jesus. My music mixture is a Conan companion. His eyes are on the SP. So for those of you who may not know about Tanya Trotter, previously dull, let me give you a speedy once-over. Tanya was brought up in Washington, D.C., and since early on, it was certain that she was destined to sing what we should hear it. Mary had a bit of delightful go on, young lady. You recently saved that sheep's life, no lacks this evening. Tanya had this profound, heartfelt voice that could immediately move you. And when she was a young person, she was previously causing disturbances in the music scene. In any case, her enormous break came in 1993 when she gazed close by Lauren Slope in Sister Act 2 and sang that remarkable variant of his eyes on the sparrow. What's wrong? Rita, that was wonderful. Don't attempt, young lady, because you can blow too definitely. However, you got that kind of voice, you could truly make it. This is for church. What's up with you, young lady? I don't realize I've recently been thinking about things. My mom thinks singing is dead and no security, and that is cool, Rita. However, what do you figure? I don't know. Look, we should do the melody I was doing. However, this time, how about we do it together? All right, same with you, young lady. Come on with it. You take the top and I'll take the bass. Simply attempt music it since I'm happy. What's more, I sing. Since I am free here, I am on the sparrow. Kindly don't stop. Tanya was a regular talent, and it seemed like she was to make it in Hollywood. Individuals were calling her the following enormous thing, and when she dropped her introduction collection regular thing in 1994, she was this near turning into a family music name child. They let me know how much Tanya's second single from her presentation collection Through the Downpour topped at number 27 and gave Tanya her most memorable appearance on the US Hot 100. And by 1995, Tanya's ability was formally acknowledged when she won a designation for Best New Craftsman at the Spirit Train Grants anyway. In no time after this underlying achievement, things began going downhill for Tanya, and you can, as of now, think about why at the level of her prosperity. Tanya was drawn nearer by Diddy, and this was around the time Diddy was building his Awful Kids realm with specialists, like the famous Confidence Evans. What's more, because around then, Awful Kid was the spot to be for anybody needing to make it large during the 90s. Childling child better believe it okay. Go for it short eye puff, genuine, speedy puff, genuine fast. I needed to give you the prop with the famous magazine, I realize. Pardon individuals try not to discuss that is a decent magazine, better believe it. No doubt definitely we got a magazine we getting up. On the running, got another collection always in your stores at this moment. We got 'em an eatery and land. We a man we address. For NY to the fullest we love everyone from New York. Each tunnel that is who we address. I love you all for all the help I love. That disdain me I love you all as well. And I love you child. However, Tanya wasn't like the other craftsmen as indicated by a few industry insiders. She had previously heard that Diddy had gained notoriety for drawing his specialist into an existence of celebrating and intemperance, and she needed to remain away from that scene anyway. The proposition was just too great to even think about turning down, and in 1996, Tanya authoritatively endorsed with Ribble Kid Amusement. She quickly began chipping away at her subsequent collection, and she even contributed by composing for her and other Awful Kid craftsmen. At first, Diddy was all in on the undertaking, yet over the long haul, his interest began to blur. Years went by. What's more, just 2 tracks at any point saw the light of day. I Love Him, and The Last Time We Had Intercourse. Now, one explanation Diddy disregarded Tanya's vocation is on the grounds that he was more zeroed in on craftsmen like Big D. Eel Smalls, since he was the person who could make him the most cash. What's up? My name is Little Guy Daddy. This is my new craftsman. Famous enormous we here at the Outsider Cookout, just getting out turn as far as possible on definitely better believe it. So you check this show, it's 94, we got Craig Mack. We got the famous Large. We got Usher Raymond. We got Mary J. BL, we got Stones. We got Tender Loving Care. We got a great deal of things coming your way. We banging child. We making music for the roads. We appreciate your backing. And it's everything anyway. It turns out there's another justification for what reason he damaged Tanya's subsequent collection. And he indeed even purportedly settled on certain decisions to make it difficult for her to go to another mark. The word on the road is that Tanya declined to partake in Diddy's oddity off meetings after he supposedly attempted to persuade her to lay down with a portion of his male companions. Industry insiders have guaranteed that Diddy would toss these parties where hopeful specialists were constrained to partake in some screwed up acts, and supposedly this was Diddy's direction of testing their submission and faithfulness because I heard him and I'm giving you this aubrey. He sat up there and he said in front of a great deal of individuals we were in the studio, and I expressed something to him and left the studio. He said, yo, I'm going to drug them off and get them what's more, pee them out to my pip them be to my. He said I'm going to drug them out. I'm going to get them generally on medications, and I'm going to pimp their out to my. I was like, on the off chance that someone kids. However, Tanya, from what we know, was one of those ladies who expressed no to celebrating with Diddy. She basically would not sell her spirit for a profession, and she knew she could make it all alone. From what Tanya has uncovered in various interviews throughout the long term, she made a choice that she wasn't going to compromise herself, not in any event. For Diddy, she needed no part in the oddity offs or the background defilement that was happening at Awful Kid Records, and she very much appreciated that her profession appeared to reach a stopping point, as indicated by a few sources. Tanya was not just repudiated by Diddy, yet additionally eradicated from open doors across the business also, assuming you imagine that sounds outlandish. Recall that we've witnessed now is the ideal time and time again, with individuals who attempted to caution us about Diddy. Simply check out what Wendy Williams went through when she put out those photos of the buddy pulling his pants down, and it seemed to be some gay act that was going on. He got on the telephone and said, let me let you know this when I return to New York City. I end the event, that she's on the radio broadcast. He's conversing with a radio chief when we return to New York City. Wendy Williams was in Philadelphia at a news station. Wow, that is the power he had. I'm from an extremely gay period of hip bounce as well. I was a radio character some time ago. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was essentially consumed at the stake for discussing such and presently. It's everything complete the cycle. There were quite a large number of circumstances, none of which to discuss yet. There were numerous circumstances back in the day in my profession. And it's all approaching round trip now. So, and this carries us to what is known as the awful kid revile. There are such countless craftsmen who either tumbled off the guide, experienced individual misfortunes, or even met unfortunate closes subsequent to working with Diddy Biggie Smalls was unfortunately killed Craig. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.